Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another level 99 stream. I'm your host, Yellowfang42. Let's just jump right in. As per usual, or semi-usual, I will explain what I'm doing once I fix the audio on my monitoring systems. There we go, fix that. Every once in a while it decides to start screaming louder than it should. Anyway, here is the premise of this stream and all of the streams that are similar to it. I am here fighting the same 10 dusks over and over again as I slowly and gradually make my progress towards level 99 before I even fight Twilight Thorn. Yes, that is correct. And let me tell you, also yes, it has been a very long and slow grind. I started this back in college, and that was years ago. I have graduated since then. And it's been a grand old time. As I've been doing this, I've also been rambling away, sharing other stories, talking about recipes and the like. Occasionally I come up with something new, and sometimes I go on a little bit of a rant about the current state of things. It's kind of the whole part of living is, unfortunately, politics seeps into every facet of life, and that's just how it is. It's one of the side effects of participating in a society. Haha, hashtag we live in a society. I'm trying to be a little bit formal here, and it's just not working. But yeah, that's the situation. I continued, for anyone who's not familiar, I continued doing this after I stopped at level 19 midway through college because I wanted to finish and get my degree. And I was just like, hey, why don't I stream again? What do I stream? Boom, level 99. And now I've committed to the bit, and I'm going to continue to commit to the bit until I get to level 99. At which point, once I hit level 99, I'm going to have the two separate save files saved. I'll make sure there's a third spare one that I can duplicate for later. And then, I will go through the rest of the game at level 99 as Sora. And that little marquee at the top, instead of current level, because it's obviously going to be level 99, will change into a death counter. Because you know what? That'll be extra funny for me to die after getting to level 99. An additional information, the reason why I let myself get hit by the dusks is so that I can get to half HP or less, because the experience boost ability allows me to get double the experience so long as I have less than half of my HP. Well, actually it's half HP or less. I can have 10 out of the 20 and I'm fine. And, since I don't normally do this in the introduction, we are playing on critical mode and I picked the sword. So that is going to help with anyone wanting to predict the abilities that I get over time. The XP amount still stays the same. We have 2,875,578 XP total that we have to get through. We are, at least according to... It was one of my viewers from like either the last stream or the stream before that. Somebody was kind enough to calculate and do the mathematics. I can't remember if it was Arya or somebody else. It might have been Arya. Long story short, we are about 17% of the way through. So we still have a little ways to go. And we're about 21,000 until level 54. If I'm not mistaken, that said 21,082, which means we're getting closer. Last week we had a pretty solid run. I knocked out like almost 12,000 worth of XP, I think, last week. I didn't double check the maths because I think I was just trying to make sure I enjoyed the stream and had a good time. Because I was taking full advantage of the fact that I had a high amount of energy. As for today, to explain the title of my stream, I am a little bit sleepy. That is because for some reason, apparently, I have wiped myself out over the weekend. I don't know how I managed to pull this off, but I did. I mean, today's antics have largely contributed to it, but also I think just a lack of sleep. Some late nights have definitely contributed to that as well. Oh my god. See what I mean? So, probably not going to be that different from any other stream. I'm probably going to be a little bit sleepy, a little bit tired, and then about halfway through the stream I'm going to get a second wind and everything's going to be all fine and dandy. So fun story about today. I dropped my water bottle. It's a metal one. And unfortunately it got a lovely dent and ruined the bottom of my water bottle, so it is no longer concave, it is convex. Which sounds great in theory, but in practice it is a pain in the ass, because now it is an unbalanced water bottle and feels like a weeble wobble. It just does that. I don't like it. Not in the slightest. Nope. So eventually I'm gonna have to smack the crap out of it on the concrete again to try to fix it. I did make it a little bit better than it was earlier, because it used to be a lot more, it was a lot more convex earlier, so I smashed it on the concrete. That sounds horrendously violent in that wording, but it's just a light tap on the ground to try to fix the problem. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to save it from the dent in the edge of the corner, so that's just something I'll have to live with. Yeah, what else? Oh my god, nap time, apparently. Ah. I've been a lot more out of doors, if you will, recently. I've slowly begun to overcome my fear of the outdoors, which means it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to do a lot more things. And you might be wondering, well, Yellowfang, how do you get your groceries? Well, I get them because I need to eat. That's what I do. The need for food overrides certain things. Certain care things override whatever is making my brain not do the thing. Is that a plane in the sky? There's like a tiny fleck of something really high up in the sky, and it is very puzzling. I don't think I'm going to be fast enough to get the binoculars out, but I'm watching it right now. Oh, there it goes. It's gone. Well, actually, it's not gone. It's just really hard to spot now because it's faded into the clouds. Oh, never mind. Found it again. Okay, enough getting distracted by the airlines in passing. We're continuing to rock and roll. Funny enough, right before the stream, I was doing a little bit of writing and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, it's a good thing I didn't completely doze off. I still dozed off earlier. I needed a nap, but I didn't get an opportunity for a full-on nap because I have other obligations that I have to take care of. So I took care of those obligations, tried to doze off, did not work because people are noisy, and I was just like, well, alright, cool. I got half of a sleep. I'll get the other half tonight. I just hope I don't fall asleep on stream. I don't think I will, though. It's kind of like when I drive. Whenever I'm in a car, driving or not, it does not matter. I will not sleep unless I am completely tanked. It takes a lot of effort for me to sleep. This is just in any vehicle as well. Like airplanes can't sleep on those goddamn things. In fairness, though, the way that you're expected to sleep, a lot of times they expect you to lay back on your seat to sleep. And I do not like being crammed in the window seat. I prefer the aisle seat because it means I can just get up and go without bugging anybody if I need to go to the bathroom or something like that. It's hell. I like the aisle seat for that reason. But I can't sleep on my back. I don't know what it is about my brain just hates it. I don't know why it hates it so much, but it's just like, ew, no. So what I do is I open up the tray table, shore up whatever jacket I have into a pillow, and make it so then I can breathe and just sleep like that until somebody bugs me to wake me up to do something. That is how I sleep. I cannot do the thing, and no, the neck pillows do not help. It's still... I have tried. It does not work. I hate it. That's not a sneeze, by the way. That's just me not coughing my lungs out yet, actually. I am so sorry. I punched the mic arm again. It's very easy to punch the mic arm when you're trying to rest your hand. Oh, actually, I believe the phrase is rest your chin on your hand. But unfortunately, my brain decided it's time to swap words. So yeah, I mean, like my usual semi-sleepy streams, I'm probably gonna doze off like halfway through the stream, wake up like for after 5 seconds, and then be like, oh my gosh. So I've banned myself from falling asleep. Oh my god, is that actually almost... Okay, it's like 40 minutes off, never mind. I'm looking at that brass clock that I always get distracted by, and it's like 40 minutes behind the current time. So like, for example, it's almost 45 after. And it says it's like 15 or 16 after, maybe 17 after, so it's like... Yeah, it's about a little less, probably like 28 minutes off or something like that. That's my rough estimate anyway, 28 minutes. That sounds about right. Like I keep saying, rough estimate. Yeah, no, that's probably right actually. Yeah. We are off to a great start. We started off at a little over 21,000. We'll get into probably we'll probably get to 16,000 before the end of the stream. Or at least the first 2 digits of the 5-digit number will be 16. I may have to cough once or twice. I think I need to do some more audio testing, not right before the stream, for my voice, to put it mildly. Basically, I'm thinking of adding a filter, but the trick is the last time I added a filter for noise suppression and stuff, it caused some weird glitchy stuff with the TMNT playthrough and ended up making it fizzle a little bit. So it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up at the current. To be fair, I'm not even using a state-of-the-art mic. I'm using a headset mic, which was very, very graciously given to me by my brother. He had no use for it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm down to use it. I'm like, I'm gonna use it for my PlayStation when I get it. I remember that I remember that conversation too. That's the funny part. That's the funniest part, actually. And use it I have. I have kept this thing as long as I've had it, which is probably over 6 years or some shit like that. Well over 6 years. It's 2026. Oh my god. I still sometimes think it's 2024, and it's like, nope. No, it is not. It is 2026. Ah! Oh, okay. That's cool. You two do that. I will take out this fella, and then I'll come get you two in a bit. 2 in a row. That's interesting. I still haven't figured out what prompts them to do that. Oh my. Criminy. Apart from the energy drain, it's been a pretty lovely day. I've also finally figured out what to do with this one big old fancy journal thing that I got from Disney like 4 years ago. I went to Disneyland, got a couple of fancy looking journal things because I'm like, ooh, these are cool. Was it expensive? Yeah. It was a little on the pricey side, but I was able to splurge. I was literally there for a work trip. Which sounds insane, but the conference that we had was scheduled at the Disneyland hotel, and they had the offer of not only with the tickets to the conference thing, but also a ticket for Disneyland. So we went, and it was fun. I didn't do much because I'm kind of a lemon when it comes to going to theme parks. I don't know why. I wish I did more, but hey, I got some cool stuff. But I figured out what to do with the little adventure book thing. It's a copy of the one from Up. I think I know what to do with it now. I think I might actually scrapbook it with some of my own adventures. I've already got a couple things in mind, like a couple of movie tickets that I have on hand. I need to add those to my adventure thing. Add some little blurbs about it. Oh, gonna wait for a second and get more damage before I... The headbutt did not do as much damage. Thank you. But yeah, it'll be a way of scrapbooking and also really fit the my adventure book thingy. I think it'll be perfect. It'll be a nice way to commemorate all of the adventures I finally take myself on a more regular basis. Which is always good. Because with experience comes being able to write and create a lot more. Going out and doing stuff, reading things. That's why they always tell writers, read more books, and you'd think, well, wouldn't I end up emulating the writers? Not necessarily, no. You might end up doing not a smorgasbord, it's more like a conglomeration. Somewhat like a sedimentary rock that is just made up of a bunch of different layers of rocks all jammed up together. But they make their own unique composition, and that's what makes them special. And so thus your own compositions will be a conglomeration of all the things that you've learned and read. And the stylistic choices and inspirations. So yeah. It's the good stuff. And sometimes you have to read the crappy books too to be able to get a sense of, okay, well that's something I don't want to do. Nice. I've said it once, and I'll continue to say it 1,000 times. I freaking love the compositions in this game. They're so good. I love them. Alright, there we go. Oh, my arm's still a little bit stiff. I think I need to stretch it a bit more. At least I am aware of what is consistently making my... For some reason, it's just my right upper arm have a freaking conniption. It's just from mowing. It was worse the other day, but that's just because I decided that a pattern of a spiral was a good idea, and it was most certainly not a good idea for my arm. It was great for the lawn. It looked hella good. Alright, you do that. I'm gonna pick up some Orbeez. And then I'm gonna whack you. Alright, cool. No, too many Orbeez. Actually, I'll probably be fine. Yeah, I knew I was fine. That's more like it. Okay. I've gotten to a point where I can kind of tell where I am halfway. Like, right now, I think I'm at 10. But I'm just being on the safe side. Okay, that's definitely more than 10. That's like 13. Called it. I've been here a while. I've noticed all the details. I've noticed different colors. I've noticed that it's the same pattern making up the tiles, just in different orientations. I've noticed that there are points of, like, there are, like, corner points in parts of the room and an origin point for where the smoky comes from. I've been paying attention. There's, like, a certain level, there's probably, like, just out of my ability to view, like, it is perfectly done, so I cannot tell where the column ends. I could try to figure out where the column ends, but look at that. It's perfectly placed, so I can't figure it out. I love that. Yeah, it's impossible to tell where each of the 3 columns ends. You don't see it cut off randomly. It just fades into the black, and it's so cool. Into the void it goes. And each of them perfectly covers up the others so as to prevent being able to see. Like, I can kind of maybe, just maybe, see where the red one or orange one is, but I can't say definitively. And I love that. I love the little details, okay? I've been here for a while. I've noticed that these guys have little running lights on their sides. I've noticed that at certain points they stand on their hands instead of their little legs and scrunch up their legs to look like arms. Like that. They were standing on their hands. It's just the fun little things. I won't be able to notice the details in the rest of the worlds, but I am gonna be a menace to my own mind while working through this here. We dropped a couple of frames just now, but that's just because OBS is being a brat again. Into the walls we go. Oh. Nice. Oh my. Oh, jeez, I went completely off course. It only took like 2 seconds and I'm gone. Honestly, I think this gameplay would be an excellent argument as to why you shouldn't drive while you're tired. Because all it takes is for a few seconds and suddenly you're in a completely different direction. Just like it only takes a couple seconds of dozing off and suddenly you're completely somewhere else. It's an excellent argument. Also, last I checked, Mythbusters did an episode on which is worse, drunk driving or drowsy driving, and drowsy driving is actually just as bad as drunk driving. Don't do either. Really don't do either. Just find a safe place, take a nap. There's a reason why truckers in the US have regulations for long hauls that they are required after a certain point to have 8-hour rest. It's because it's very much legally mandated that they get sleep. They need it. Understandably so, there are some situations where it is very difficult to find a safe place to rest and you end up going over your miles and so forth with the logs. And that's a real pain in the butt, because it's just like, well, shit. I'm not at the place that I need to be to rest. I've gone over my miles, but this is not the place to sleep. Not in the slightest. So you're kind of in a rock and a hard place. So I sympathize with the truck drivers who have to deal with that bullshit. Yeah. Oh, good news. I actually have been keeping up with the video editing. So what I'm gonna do with Aqua's story is I'm going to split the video into 2 videos rather than just one. So Birth by Sleep, the main game, apart from the very last secret episode that takes place in the Dark World, that is going to be one video, and then the Dark World through 0.2 is going to be a separate video. Which I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has done this type of separation for the video setup, so it's workable. So that's the plan. And lucky for y'all, I only have 1 VOD left by that logic, and I think I have about 45 minutes worth of stuff for the rough cut that I have to work through. And then once I complete the rough cut, I have to rewatch. Basically, I watch my own video multiple times throughout the editing process to ensure 1, the jokes land, 2, there's not a bunch of repetition, because I noticed some mistakes in my earlier videos, so I'm trying to avoid that. Is it going well? No. No, it's not. I'm trying to not keep a bunch of extra stuff in there. Just taking on what's necessary. While I get the point across, and then I don't have redundant statements. Sometimes I keep the delivery that's kind of crappy, but the other delivery the second time is just like, yeah, it's great and all, but it doesn't quite flow right. That's always the trick with it, is like, yes, the delivery is great, but the flow is awful for this. But I've managed, and it was perfectly fine. Alright. I don't know how long we've been in there, but we are definitely now below 20,000. Hell yeah. Let's go. Which means we are getting ever so closer to level 54. Which means we'll only have about 45 levels left, as opposed to 46 levels remaining. Like I always say though, the gap between each level widens with every single level grind. I'm pretty sure there's like 40,000 XP for level 70 at the start of it. So, yeah. Like I always say, it is quite the journey that I'm undertaking, but I am happy to take the journey. It's like reading Lord of the Rings. It seems like a really, really long-ass journey, which it is. It's a thick book, I can attest to that. But I believe it's worth the journey, even all of the trees and walking through the forest. Closer, come here. Stop dancing around and attack so then I can get my damage. Yay! I think I'm at 8. Nope, 10. As soon as I said the word 8, I was like, that ain't right. It's more than 8. What is that, 2 HP per hit? I wonder if I go, as I go higher in levels, because it's been such a long time, maybe they have a damage cap too. I was gonna say, wait a minute, they probably have a damage cap for how much HP damage they can give me. Just like there's a damage cap for the rest of the bosses in the game. Hayner's gonna get annihilated because he has the highest damage cap. God help his soul. Oh. Oh my god. Eepy, sleepy. See, this is why I put it in the title that I'm a little sleepy. Because this is one time where I will fully, completely acknowledge that your girl needs a nap, but your girl also wants to get to level 99 within a reasonable time. And considering she's only doing this like 2 times a week, maybe occasionally 3 on the times where she's taken a break after finishing the sanity game. Yeah. Gotta do the thing. I will of course take breaks as needed and holidays as prescribed by the scheduling of my life. Because it's good for me to go out and touch grass. Like I said, experience is how I add to my creative well. Because your creative well can only be filled by the experiences of seeing all sorts of different things. It does not work from being online. You have to go out and actually be there. Hell, even doing some yard work adds to it. Or maybe that's just me because I freaking love yard work because in the moment I'm like, oh, this shit again. But afterwards I'm like, damn, this is so nice because I get to see the results of my work and it sticks around for more than 5 minutes. I've been thinking about the rose bushes again. I really need to trim back one of them because it's just kind of this like clump together. It looks like one of those really, really thick bouquets and there's just a bunch of dead branches. But the problem is birds like to hang out in there, and I hope there's no nest in there, but I really do need to trim the crap out of it. And I think if I trim the daylights out of it, same with the other rose bush right next to it, honestly just trim all 3 of them. There's one that's like hiding between them. It's another rose bush that somehow revived itself and so forth. But I think if I trim the 3 of them back a lot more, it will give them a lot more life and they will look fresher. Because there's a couple of rose bushes that we have just like decimated. Like my mom has actively tried to kill one of them by trimming it back and it just grew. And it looks really good, by the way. It looks fantastic now. And I'm thinking, well, damn, I need to do that to the other 2 in our yard. I need to do that to the other 2, because the 2 that are getting cut back the most are actually thriving pretty well. And the 2 that aren't getting cut back as often, boy oh boy, they need it bad. So, maybe if I'm not dead tired in the morning and if I remember, I'll just go nuts. I was gonna say go nuts with the hedge trimmer, but I gotta fix the... It's not a hedge trimmer that I have anyway. That reminds me, I still have to gotta go to the hardware store sometime and pick up some wire for the edge trimmer rather than the hedge trimmer. Because the edge trimmer don't got any wire anymore. For some reason, the last attempt at using it just ate everything all at once. I must have been using it. I feel like I used it wrong last time, even though I used the edge tool properly in the orientation and everything, because it's got one of those little wheels so that you don't have to worry about like hovering it. It just had a conniption. It was just like, nope, screw you. So lucky for me, I'll pick some up at another point and get that squared away. But no, I do need to, I'm gonna go after the... Oh, that reminds me, I also need to fix... I actually do need to fix my trimmers for the rose bush, the big ass one. Because a screw, I think it's either snapped off or just fell loose. Either way, it's long gone now, and I need a new one to make sure that the metal part and the wood are secured. So then I can actually use the big hedge trimmers. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck using the small ones. And the small ones, they're great for the small branches. For the big branches, I need the big boys. I'm pretty sure I snapped the bolt on one side of the big boys, though, because I actually... This is not a bragging thing. This is a legitimate statement. I do have a natural strength, even when I'm not at my fittest. I just have some natural physical strength. And boy oh boy, either that or it's lingering from all the years in my karate classes, but I genuinely do think it's just a natural level of physical strength. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I snapped the bolt. Which now I'm thinking, well shit, now I gotta go and get a new bolt for the cutters to cut the rose bushes with, and then once I get the bolt, I'm gonna have to glue that thing in or something. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do with it to make it stay. I know I gotta do something to make it stay, and then I just gotta pray that it doesn't get annihilated or something like that. So that'll be an adventure. It looks like I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store at some point. That won't be too bad, actually. Hell, I could probably do it after the stream. No, I'm not going to do it after the stream. I'm probably going to crash as soon as the stream's over. I'm going to be like, blah. Blah. I'm already feeling that right now, but... Like I said, I'm probably gonna get a second wind halfway through the stream and be like, wah! And I don't even need a dose of caffeine for that. I'm just fine. Funny thing, by the way, while I was editing with especially the second VOD, just the other, it wasn't yesterday, I think it was, no, maybe it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or Friday. I was working on the edit. Sorry, I'm drinking water and not actually drinking it. Very early on in the stream, my brain autopiloted into the southern accent thing. So I just have that going on for like a majority of the stream with zero explanation. I don't remember exactly when it starts, but it's pretty early on in the stream where I'm like suddenly southern. And I just have to accept that I have to edit my way through that. Honestly, it's really funny. I tend to be a little bit more articulate when I drop into the southern accent because my brain is actually trying to process it. Meanwhile, if I speak in my normal voice like here and now, since I'm used to it all the time, my brain tends to smush words together, run sentences together. My speech is a little faster. And that doesn't help with communication skills in the slightest. Of course, at some points, for example, I'll just drop right into the southern accent right now. Hang on, let me get it just right so that it doesn't sound like a horrendous stereotype. But when I drop into this, I also gotta be careful about not speeding up too fast, because if I get too comfortable and speak too fast, then I'm gonna be just as unintelligible as I am with my normal voice. So it's just a whole nother new problem that I have to deal with. Plus, once I get stuck on the accent, it takes about like 45 minutes for it to go away. Which is fine. I'm totally fine with it. A small price to pay. Small price to pay for having a stroke, apparently. Jesus Christ. What I meant to say was a small price to pay for being articulate, but of course my brain decided, oh, would you like to be articulate? Sorry, honey, you don't get to be articulate. You get to have your words scramble and get all mixed up all over the place. The struggle of word scrambles, I guess. But yeah, that's the whole deal with the voice and speech patterns. Ow, what is going on with the leg? No, why are you mad at me? Did I not stretch you enough? I thought I stretched enough earlier. No, I did not. Who am I kidding? I have a bad habit of not stretching after my physical exercise, which includes lawn care, and it keeps biting me, and then I wonder why I'm in pain. Ouchie ouch. I would like the pain to not be as much. Also, I played some Dance Dance Revolution the other day. It was a lot of fun. Me pressing the random button treated me pretty kindly the other day. The only time it treated me sour was when it tried to play a song twice in a row, and I was like, no thank you. I would not like to play the same song twice in a row. And so I just let it fail. Because I can just pick something else if I need to. But it was fun. It was a nice little leg exercise because I'm like, well, damn, I haven't done this in a while. I should do more. Make sure that my poor legs get some muscle exercise so that way they have the strength to support the rest of me. Especially when they do a lot of heavy lifting. Ooh, I just snap, crackle, pop my spine too. That was nice. Everybody's all over the place. They're all trying to smack me. And I get the point is for them to annihilate me, but my point is to get low enough health so that way I can get more XP off of them. No! Pain in the arm. Although I think it's actually physical pain because... yeah, I think it's just physical pain. For some reason, the physical pain is registering as an itch to my brain. And when there's an itch under the skin, I just go chomp like that. And yeah, it's not working, so it's actually just physical pain, but unfortunately a little bit of muscular pain. It was, yeah, not fun. Not fun in the slightest. Oh, okay. Perfect. I still have yet to continue watching Star Trek episodes, but I returned the discs to the library because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to... what was that? Did I see a 1, 2, 3, 4? No, you did not. It just a 2, 3, 4. What is wrong with you? Oh, hey, we're about 2,000 away from 500k. Let's go. 500,000 total XP. That's gonna be that's a milestone. And then at 500,000 will be about 35,000. No, 375,578. From being 2 million away. Sorry, that I said that so disjointedly that it just didn't make any sense. Basically, after we get to 500,000, it'll be 375,578 until we have only 2 million left to go. I think that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Who knows? I care. Woohoo! 174 until below 19,000. See, we were at 21,000 at the beginning of the stream. We've probably hit almost, I say almost 2,000 XP because I cannot remember for the life of me what we started off as. And I'm trying not to focus too hard on the numbers, only a general sense of them, so then I don't drive myself insane. I can pay attention to the numbers to a certain degree, but if I pay attention to them too much, I start to lose my sanity. And I'd like to keep it for as long as possible, because it means that we'll continue doing this thing. And I'll get closer and closer to level 99. I really need to finish my video. Oh my god. Okay. My brain was like, hey, we want to watch Skate the Infinity again? And I'm like, I guess. But why do you want to watch that again? I mean, it's a fun show, so I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering why my brain is like, hey, let's watch this again. 12 episodes, let's go. And I'm thinking, girl, there are a bunch of other 12 episode shows that you have not finished, and a bunch of other shows still on your docket. Might as well use my Crunchyroll subscription, though. I haven't used it in a bit. I really ought to. Because if I'm not gonna use it, I might as well end it. The subscription. Oh, those are 4s. That's okay. We're fine. I'm not letting myself touch the controller until I'm at half health or less. Oh, it's a shame I finished off the cookie dough that I got from the feeder the other day, because I could have put that in some ice cream, and that sounds really good. Hi, puppy. Would you like some pets? Is it time for me to play the game one-handed? Nope. Apparently not. You want some pets? Yeah? No? Puppy says no. She says, I don't want to hang out. Like, I want to hang out, but I don't want pets right now. It also might be that she just wants my full attention instead. Wait, how much HP do I... Oh, hey, we're 18,000. Let's go. HP. It's XP, honey. Oh, boy. I feel like I got hit by a train. Funniest thing, so this is the dilemma that I have about... So, I have this thing, it's called a bath bomb. It's basically a soap thing. You stick it in the water, it foams up, changes the color of the water. You're supposed to sit and relax in it. Well, here's the problem, is I feel like I'm wasting water because I want to make sure I'm clean and not just sitting in my own disgusting dirt water at the same time as being chilling in the... just chilling in the bath. So I'm just like, well, what the hell do I do now? I don't know. It's a dilemma. I probably could just be like, whatever, do a speed run and then just chill. People do that. Yeah, that sounds like normal. Okay, crisis averted. That was the easiest dilemma to solve. All I have to do is just talk about something on stream, and usually I solve the problem real fast. I think it's an effective bouncing ideas off of folks, whether they're in the time or out of the time. Good gravy. Your girl is still feeling the weight of her sins, and by her sins, it's lack of sleep. Boy, is she feeling them. Wee. Nope, those are 4s. That's okay. That's okay. Walk it off. Walk it off. I wish there was more experience boost. Why did I say it like that? Anyway. I wish there were more experience boost abilities besides this and the one that's on Gullwing. That'd be so nice. Oh, imagine if this game had XP Walker. That'd be so freaking awesome. XP Walker would be such a clutch ability. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever gotten to level 99 on any of my Birth by Sleep files. Then again, I've also never completed the journal, never completed the command deck or anything. I never completed all the records for all the characters. Never completed Mirage Arena. Just lots of never completed. Shit, now I'm trying to remember if I started streaming before or after I changed the orientation of my seating. It might have been after. Yeah, it was after. Damn it. Oh well. That's okay. It's probably good. Good job. Oh, my brain's actually functioning still. I'm really impressed with it. I keep thinking about getting a copy of a specific light novel, and I keep forgetting about it and thinking about getting it on the wrong day of the week. Because unfortunately the bookstore that carries it like in store does not open on Monday. And so I'm like, well, shit, okay. Have to wait till tomorrow. Wait for operating hours and then go get it. And the second operating hour, if I remember tomorrow, I will go get it when operating hours are open. I should probably check the hardware store too, cause shoot. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. I can work with that. If I do that too many times, I'm going to bed, okay? But I should be able to do the thing. I am so glad I took advantage of my high energy last week. Because it makes me feel a lot less guilty about feeling this tired. I'm just like, oh yeah, I knocked it out of the park last week. I'm fine. Oh yeah, we're gonna do Sorcery of Symphony on Thursday with Sora and Riku for Dream Drop Distance. I almost forgot. I'm kind of excited about that. It means I'm gonna get closer to finishing Dream Drop Distance. And then young Xehanort's gonna beat my ass and make me stressed. He's not gonna beat my ass. I'm on standard mode. I'm fine. Although the first boss really gave me a little bit of grief, but that was just because I couldn't lock on him, because I was like, what the hell is going on? Why can't I lock on? And turns out, no, I have to press L1 and R1 at the same time, because fuck you, apparently. The controls are a little bit wonky in Dream Drop Distance, but then again, I'm also just used to the Birth by Sleep controls, so that's probably what it is. And they had to adapt to the PS4 for the port. God knows how much of a frigging nightmare it must have been. Because all of the reality shifts are geared towards touchscreen stylus. Oh God, fudge. Sorry, I just got slam dunked by dry throat out of nowhere. Brain was like, hey, why don't you stop talking for 2 seconds and just, like, have to drink water? I'm like, well, fine, I guess. Don't have any other options. I could fix the clock right now. But I kind of like that it's desynced. It's actually kind of funny that it's desynced. Meanwhile, the other clock is properly synced up. Ow. Well, it's mostly synced up. I don't think it's perfectly, but it's better than the other one. Nope. I almost went back into Station of Serenity again. Stinking autopilot. If I didn't have to do the control part, if I could just control the controller with my mind at the same time as reading, I would totally do that. I could read y'all Pride and Prejudice while I while I do this. That actually would be really funny if I just did that. Maybe I'll save it for Tuesday, because right now is drowsy day. Tuesday can be reading day. And maybe at some point I can do dramatic readings of Shakespeare plays. Okay, let's get an orb so that I don't have to hear that. The siren's great when we're wanting to make sure that you don't. Oh. Ow, sorry about that. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm trying to make sure I don't die, and then I just whack the crap out of the mic. That's really what this headset's for. That's what it's the microphone. Fun fact, by the way. The speakers on my old on the monitor that I'm currently using for my desktop, they no longer work, or at least one of them no longer works. So I just have to live with that. I'm just like, well, I guess my headset is now is now my speakers. That's just what it is. I just have to work with it. It also means I have to play nice with my volume adjustments whenever I edit videos. Cause then if I don't adjust the volume just right, then it's either too loud or too quiet. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Also, I want the game to be loud enough to be audible, but I also don't want it to overpower my voice, because then it starts doing the blendy thing, and let me tell you, the blendy thing is really a pain in the butt to listen to. It irritates the shit out of me, not just for editing purposes, but editing purposes. Oh my god. Editing purposes, but it also is just obnoxious to listen back to. I might put on the Heather soundtrack in the background for myself. That kind of sounds like fun. I haven't done that in a while, just put on a soundtrack for myself. I think I put the radio on last, let me see. There we go. Alright, what's in here? It's Death Stranding 2. Nope, it's not Death Stranding 2, it's just Death Stranding soundtrack. Let me pop that out real quick. I'm allowing myself distraction because I was working overtime last week, okay? This is for me. For me to be happy about it. Why are you like this? Funny enough, this is like not the West End version, so it has a couple of songs that are no longer in the rotation for Heathers. I haven't listened to the new versions yet. I haven't gotten around to it. I'm one of those people that, like, for some reason is like, why change the thing that you already made? And then, now, the more I think about it, I'm like, no, I actually hate Blue. I hate that song. It is my least favorite one in the soundtrack. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure that this song would not... the things that are said. Okay, good. I'm the only one who can hear it now. Perfect. Maybe. Okay, it should be fine. If I need to, I'll just turn it down a little bit more. But I just have it in the background for myself. This is the Thunderdome. Funny enough, I'm one of those goofballs who really likes the opening numbers over a lot of musicals. Oh, I know what to get for myself later. I'm definitely gonna get myself a CD copy of the Hadestown cast recording. I'm gonna have to find the one that I want, though. Because there's different performances that I like, and other performances that I'm like, okay, this is a good performance, but I prefer this one. But, yeah. Oh, that woke me up. Okay, just a little bit of musical theater in the background for myself, and I'm awake. Like I said, halfway through the stream, I get a second wind. It's like clockwork at this point. Something about the afternoon or something like that just does me in. I don't know what it is. Can you three quit dancing around? Okay, that works better. Jeez, I'm Whiff City. Whiff City! Oh, that was sick. Hi. Hello. Hi, puppy. Hello. Hi, honey. Aww. She says, you better actually give me pets and not just, like, half pet me and then not. She's a good puppy, aren't you? You're such a good puppy. Did you know that? Did you know you bring me lots of joy? Did you know you're a good dog? Did you know you're the best guardian dog in the world? Oh, baby. I stopped for like half a second and she's like, excuse me, I require more pets than just that. So I'm gonna be a little bit preoccupied, and thankfully I've had plenty of practice playing this game with one hand, so I can do a little bit of level grinding with only one hand. He's a good dog. It does mean I have to pay attention to what I'm doing, but that's actually easy peasy. Isn't it, honey? Yes, it's easy peasy, she says. What are you three doing? There we go. Perfect. Too many Orbeez, whoopsie. Oh, funniest shit ever. When I was working with one of the VODs just yesterday, I realized it completely cut off a section. Like, there's like a whole gap missing, and I'm like, well, shoot. Even with the desktop, there's occasional hiccups where it just did not save. How did I miss that? Are you eating something off the... Oh, you're probably finding crumbs on the ground, aren't you? You're a good dog. Oh, hey, we're almost down to below 18,000. I love how I say that because I know damn well, because it's like, I'm not at 17,000, because 17,000 is like about 999 XP away from once I first see the 7 instead of an 8. I do this every single time. There we go. I saw this post the other day about people talking about how marine biologists are not built for Subnautica for a different reason than you might expect. Because most people are usually scared. Meanwhile, this other person who was a marine biologist was playing it and was like, what the heck is going on with my ship? Turn on the light, getting thrashed around by a leviathan, and instead of freaking out, it's like, oh, who's this handsome gentleman? It's just, and it's followed up with, alright, let's all say it. Which is a reference to there are many benefits to being a marine biologist. Yes. Would you like to be a marine biologist, my puppy? Would you like to sail the open sea? She's like, probably not, no. I can be your travel buddy on the road trips, but no. I don't think she'd be a boat girl. She'd probably get her sailor legs pretty fast. She'd get her sea legs. She'd keep her balance, but I think the problem... maybe she wouldn't. She's not as nimble as she used to be. Alright. Pet the button. Alright, there you go. Off she goes. She got her fulfillment of affection. That's good. It's very important that any pets in your home receive an adequate amount of affection. I say "an" if it squishes together, it sounds inadequate, and that's not what I mean to say. Basically, give your pups and cats and other pets attention other than just feeding them. Provide them with enrichment activities such as adventures, walks, or things that are appropriate for your pet type. They deserve to be loved. Below 18,000, here we come. We started off at like 21,000 something, and now we're like, God, we're like 3,000 XP, and we're hauling ass today, but that's okay. Meanwhile, the first song of Heather's still hasn't finished. It's like 8 minutes long. It's just about to finish. What is it, like 8 minutes and 38 seconds or some shit? Nope. 8 minutes and 20-ish. Alright, there we go. Fixed it up. Whee! Nice. Okay. Did I ever put the monitor back on to the thing? I'm not gonna trip a circuit. Maybe I shouldn't play with my computers yet. Fuck it. I'll find out real fast if the Wi-Fi goes down. If the stream just eats shit, I'll just have to be like, well, crap. The things I do to ensure that my computers are actually working. Are you plugged in? Oh, you're not plugged in, are you? I thought I plugged you in. What are you doing? Have you not been booted up in so long that you're just not functional? Nope. Okay, she's awake. Okay, cool. I had to double check. My computer is... I haven't started that damn thing in over a month, so she's a little bit tired. She's like, "Oh my god, why did you wake me up?" Well, I'll tell you, sweetheart. It's because I can. Can I log in still? Oh, thank God for that password hint. There we go. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but yay! Told y'all I was gonna get a second wind up halfway through the stream. Every stinking time I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. And then once I get the ball rolling, I'm like, I'm awake. I'm gonna roll. I can't remember if there's an ability that makes it so that way it's just more money instead of HP orbs. No, those are fours. That's okay. Okay, it's just nice to... It's good to start up your computers every once in a while if they aren't in active use. And that reminds me, I need to do something about the setup over where that is at. Because it's in this dark ass corner. Which is fine and dandy in theory, but in practice it sucks. There used to be blinds, but the blinds got fucking annihilated. Because we had to fix some windows. And the blinds just did not survive, unfortunately. So now there's this really dark curtain, which is, again, it's great in theory, but in practice it sucks. So I need to find some way that, maybe if I get like a not so dark curtain there, I think that might solve my problem. I'm gonna have to look up some curtains that aren't as dark. That allow some light but not all the light. But then again, if I do that, that means there's gonna be light in the... Just, balance, pain in the ass. It's always a toss-up, darn it. I have to balance my light at night, because... Although maybe. No, because if it at nighttime, usually it's like a bluish light. Either blue or white light. I just can't sleep in that shit. If it's the nice, warm, glowing, orangey, warm scale light, I can sleep through that. Easy peasy. I love warm lights. I hate the cold lights that keep coming up nowadays, where it's just like everything is white or blue light, and it's just like, get that shit out of my face. One, it hurts my eyes. Two, it doesn't do an adequate job of lighting up the room. And three, it just looks awful. It washes everything out. No, but it's pure light. It gets the true color. Fuck off. I want some yellow in my light. I would like some warmth. I want it to feel nice and comfy and cozy, not like a freaking sterile doctor's office. If I wanted to live in a doctor's office, you know what I would do? I would get a loan and buy up an old doctor's office and live in that. And then I would proceed to probably replace it with warm lights, because I cannot conceive a world where I enjoy cold lighting. I hate that clinical type shit. It's great for when you're in a hospital and you have to work on things, and you need bright ass lights to be able to work in surgery, so then you can see what you're working with. But otherwise, if you're trying to have a nice, comfy, cozy home, the last thing you want to do is feel like you're living in a frickin' office. Cozy. Cozy is what you go for, especially in your sleeping spaces. Holy shit. If your sleeping space isn't cozy, what the hell are you doing? I'm doing some internal analysis on some things I'd like to change up. But I don't want to get rid of my button-down shirts just yet. I'm basically doing an analysis on my current fashion stylings and the fact that I want to change things up again, because it's been a little while since I changed things up. And I have a number of collared shirts, and that's great and all, especially when I was working, but things are a little bit different, and I might want to curate a new style. You know, style is a very interesting thing. It's a very, very interesting. I've always had an interest in fashion in some way or another. Usually I'm just like, ooh, clothes pretty, but I also like the statements that they make. For example, my average stylistic choice is either a t-shirt or a tank top. Maybe there's a button shirt over the tank top if the weather is permitting. And some plain old pants. Maybe jeans nowadays, but basically very, very casual. Just casual going out places. Like something that you would wear to a park or something like that. And then when I was working in business and stuff like that, I always had a collared shirt, buttoned down, kept those buttons buttoned and stuff like that. Very rarely did I wear fancy looking blouses and things like that. Occasionally I would try to style things up, but it didn't always work. But I'm just thinking about that. The stylistic choices I made are always like safe choices in a way. Very safe, plain choices that make no genuine, like, I mean, they do make a statement. It's, I just pick something out of my closet and that's it. No usual styling things involved. I might pick specific colors for the day. I might choose, okay, maybe I want to wear, like, I have like multiple pairs of the same type of black pants. And then one pair that are brown and one that are really dark navy that I keep mixing up with the black ones every once in a while. So I always have to pay attention to that. Because every once in a while I accidentally pick blue on blue and then I'm like, shit, I'm monochrome again. Which is fine when you're wearing all black, because that's a style thing. But like if it's all blue or all, it's just, I don't know. It depends on you gotta change the interest of the shape, color, and texture and so forth. That's the difference. I can go monochrome, I just have to make it look interesting in shape or texture or something like that. Oh, that's a 4. That's okay. Point is that my current style choices, as they are, I am trying to change things up and so forth, don't fully reflect things. They reflect my outward personality and how I interact in certain ways. Like, okay, I put up the front of being a professional and functional person. Of course, I'm pretty sure that got annihilated a while ago. But I still have the capacity to do that. I didn't pick cutesy, pretty things. I picked structured, serious stuff for the most part because, surprise, surprise, I like to be taken seriously. I like when I need to make decisions that folks listen. And unfortunately, by the curse of societal norms and so forth, I am not taken seriously right off the bat, so I have to make drastic measures in terms of my stylistic choices. Or at least that's how I feel. But I would like to occasionally feel a little bit extra cutesy, so I'm hoping to incorporate some more cutesy stuff into my wardrobe. Some other stuff I just straight up can't wear during the summer because it's fucking hot, and I say that for very good reason. I am not joking when I say fucking hot. Hot by itself, yeah, okay, but when you add that little emphasizer, or if if you watch SpongeBob, sentence enhancer, which, I mean, they're not wrong, it is a sentence enhancer, but, you know, it really makes a statement there. Reminds me of back when I was in college, the boyfriend and I at the time, we were chatting, I think we were, I can't remember whose car we were in. We were either mine or his. Which is really funny, we both had the same type of car, just two different versions of it, because there's two different versions of the same car in the same year. It's a whole thing. Two different versions of the same model. Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't remember. I think I was the one driving, so it must have been my car. There was only one time that I drove his car, and it was like we were driving back to pick somebody up from an airport, and my god, that was crazy. Mostly because I got tailgated by the worst freaking driver on the planet. It's a pickup with bright-ass lights. And fucker's lights were too bright. Anyway, so we're just chilling in the parking lot chatting, because that's what we did. We just chatted, honestly. And at one point, because it was like winter time, it was getting cold and stuff, and he's like, hey, what's the temperature? And like, zero hesitation, I just say fucking cold. And we just start laughing, and then I finally tell him the actual temperature on the gauge. But it was just, it's one of those little moments and memories that I treasure a lot. I love how I went from style choices to, well, to be fair, I went from style choices to me saying it was effing hot to me saying it was effing cold because I remember that story. So there is actually a logical through line. Okay. Back to the fashion. I just want to dress cute more often, okay? I want to feel cute. And technically I can do that in the style choice, in the options that I have. It's just, I don't always like specific style choices. And the button-down shirts, they're fun. But I don't want to do the thing where I tie off the, like I unbutton it and then tie it off a little bit, you know, like, it's cute, but no. It doesn't fit my style, okay? Also, it's just fun to look nice. Like, shoot, whenever I put on one of my cosplay costumes, since it's a thought-out outfit and it's put together, I end up really liking it. Plus, my day is just 10 times better when I've put some thought into my outfits. I'm just like, oh yeah, it feels like I put a purpose into the day. Nice. Okay, perfect. Alright. Ooh, I gotta fix my posture again. Haven't mentioned that in a while. To be fair, I was also just super locked in on trying to get as much XP out and down as possible. Oh, that's a lot of Orbeez, holy shit.
I'm looking at the sky. It's a little bit nicer than the past few days for once. It's very nice. No cool clouds to speak of this time. I did remember the other ones the other day, the ones that looked like a little scattering of pebbles or something. It kind of reminded me, the more I think about it now, it reminds me of when you accidentally crush a graham cracker or snap it and it breaks wrong. So you just accept that you're not going to make a s'more out of that one. And it leaves little crumblies or something on the floor, and you're just like, well, shoot, and you have to scoop it up with either a wet paper towel or you have to vacuum it because it's in the carpet, and you're just like, ugh, this shit again. Let me tell you, stepping on crumblies in the carpet is the worst feeling in the world. I hate it. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Second worst feeling is either a Lego or a chip of a bone that the dogs were chewing on that got slung off into the ethers. That randomly stabs you in the foot in the middle of the night. Of course, that might just... okay, it's not a unique experience, but I'm pretty sure that's not a very common experience of just random bone chips. Oh dear. So, y'all remember what I said about earlier about hating blue? Still hate it. I'm pretty sure by skipping blue, though, I skip like a section of a song. So it's just like, alright. I believe it got replaced by a song that's called You're Welcome, not to be confused with the one from Moana. Oh hey, we're now down to below 17,000. Either I figured out the pacing, or I was just not going as fast as normal, or I was distracted a lot. I could have been distracted a ton on previous streams, but I'm now thinking, damn. Even when I'm getting 4s, I'm hauling ass. Which is great. We're going fast. That reminds me, okay, this was when I was watching season 2 of Star Trek Next Generation. We get to the first instance of meeting the Borg, basically when Q speeds up the first contact that the Federation has with the Borg, and surviving, because the foreshadowing of the Borg, which ended up being the little parasite things from the end of the season, well, the second to last episode of the season, it was supposed to be those, and then it ended up changing to the Borg. Which honestly I think was a good choice because the little parasite things real pissed me off. Or maybe it's just me not liking those. I don't freaking like those type of things. Ugh, just yeah. The Borg are just as scary, but they're not tiny little bugs that just ugh. Just ugh. Anyway, so it's at that part where I got to the part where the Enterprise finally friggin' leaves and tries to make a run for it from the Borg because they've already taken a slice out of the ship, and then they're like, oh hey, by the way, we blasted them and the ship is repairing itself. The Borg ship is repairing itself. Let's get the hell out of here. So they beam everybody who went to check it out back aboard the Enterprise, and they book it the hell out of there. And it cuts the commercial, them zooming away, and then it cuts back into the commercial. The Enterprise zooms past the screen, followed by the Borg. They're just both going fast as fuck, and I was like, holy shit. I was completely flabbergasted by how fast both of them were going. I'm just like, oh, this is really serious, because they were pushing it to like warp 9 almost at in the show. I'm just like, oh, that's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Ugh. But in that brief moment, I think I laughed because I was just in such disbelief. I was in such disbelief. Where is that voice coming from? Hello? I love how I continue to be an amalgamation of all the people I've met, because I did not used to say hello every time I was confused about something. I picked that up from one of my college friends, and it has not gone away ever since. I bet you I trailed off and completely forgot what I was talking about. I know I was talking about Star Trek, but I'm pretty sure I trailed off somewhere, so I do apologize for the VOD watchers. Just got lost in thought again. Thinking a lot. Which is good until you run out of practice of speech, and then you're trying to speak and it just does not work. Exhibit A. I'm pointing at myself because you can't see me. I just got to this part in the Heather soundtrack of I Love My Dead Gay Son. Heathers is such an interesting musical. The film is also equally interesting. I watched it a few years ago, but this was back when I flew to college instead of driving. And I had the ability to do the downloading thing on Netflix because I had access to that, so I downloaded the Heathers movie to watch offline on Netflix. So I watched it. And I was like, huh, this is very interesting. And I saw the little bits and pieces that they pulled from the film to adapt to the musical. I think the tone is slightly different between, at least the version of the musical that I've seen. A version. I think it's slightly different from how it is performed now, but the tonal difference between the off-Broadway, I don't know if it's been on Broadway, but the first release of it is different tonally than the film, which is understandable. Especially with the musical aspect involved. But as for the actual film, it's a little bit darker in some of the subject matter. Just a wee bit. Actually, a little bit more. I genuinely think JD is actually a little bit scarier in the film adaptation than he is in the musical. In the musical, he seems a little bit more, like, loving, I guess? Like, he's still just as scary, but I think the I think the musical aspect tones it down slightly. Like, it dampens the hit a little bit. Meanwhile, since the main film does not have musicals, it doesn't have musical stuff going on. It obviously will have some... There's nothing to soften it, basically. There might be some jokes, but the comedy is always dark. I'm pretty sure the rating, since it's an R-rated film, is warning enough, but also if you deal with some stuff. It steps into some topics that are a little bit not great for those in the 13 to 18 range, but are still stuff that some, unfortunately, in that age demographic actively deal with, which really sucks. I don't want to dampen my speech, but I don't know how else to... I don't know. Yeah. Basically, me just giving you a little heads up that it could set off some triggers for any folks. It could. So just look things up in advance, and then if you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, good. Totally fine. I freaking love musical theater. I've watched Hadestown's pro shot like twice now. I'm planning on the third one. I'm going for it. I'm just like, you know what? It's still available. I'm gonna go again. And since 6 is also getting a pro shot in theaters, I'm going to that too. I'm gonna have so much fun. I like musicals, okay? I like songs that tell stories. Because the songs that tell stories can inspire other stories to come from those. And as someone who is an enjoyer of writing and storytelling, yeah. Plus I love how the music is also used to convey and tell things. Some stuff is a little bit more straightforward than others. There's one thing that bugs me. I think I already said this years ago, is that somewhere in our house we used to have a VHS of a pro shot of Cats. And it pisses me off that we no longer have that pro shot. I'm pretty sure we don't. I don't know how we got it in the first place. Because I'm pretty damn freaking sure that my dad hated that. My dad hated that musical. And I don't think my mom particularly liked it. Funny enough, I actually don't mind it. It's a very interesting musical. Is it somewhat nonsensical and ridiculous? Oh my god, yes. It is so ridiculous, but that's what makes it fun. Plus, I really like the costume design. I like what they do for the cats to make it, one, like, visually distinct and everything, while at the same time not looking absolutely cursed. Looking at you, Cats film adaptation. What the fuck was that? Living in CG hell. It's just like, oh, it just looks like they just slapped a bunch of big name celebrities in here and called it good. The point is that it's essentially I might be misusing the word, but it's essentially a pageant to see which cat gets to be sent to the afterlife to become a Jellicle cat. Or something like that, to be reborn. It's like, okay, which of us gets to be reincarnated? Who gets to be reincarnated to be a Jellicle cat at the Jellicle Ball? I'm so proud of myself for understanding that, but then again, I've also grown up with Kingdom Hearts in my life. Which, as long as you pay attention to what's going on, you'll pick up on it easily. But if you're on the periphery and have and not like paying attention, you're not gonna know what the hell is going on. Which reminds me, I think I'm gonna fall back into my old habits of watching people's playthroughs of games, at least in terms of Kingdom Hearts, for the moment. Because no offense to Melody of Memory, but my rhythm game choices, yeah. They do things, and I didn't mind the demo so much, but the demo's alright, but I didn't particularly enjoy it. It just, I don't know. But I think if I watch somebody's playthrough of it, then I'll get the storyline stuff from it from there, and then maybe if I end up liking it enough, I'll end up buying it anyways, probably. I need to find out if there's a disc version because I refuse to get a digital version. Fuck you, Sony, for trying to get rid of physical discs. I want to play it on a disc, damn it! You fucking... Anyway. Sorry about that. Actually, no. I'm not sorry. I am never sorry for ranting about businesses making stupid-ass decisions because they're so greedy and want to fill their pockets! Motherfuckers, we can't fill your pockets if we have no fucking money. We don't! We're trying to survive! So guess what? You're gonna be the first cut out. We did a whole thing in this back in high school. We talked about the Great Depression, and so each of us were assigned different roles, and over time the things that we didn't think were necessary were getting chopped off, and thus everything just slowly started breaking down because everything started falling apart because nobody had money to buy shit. Meanwhile, all the billionaires, you know what they're doing? They're just hoarding their fucking money because they're like, I want more and more and more and more and more. It will never be enough to fill the hole in their souls that they have torn out themselves. Their lives will remain unfulfilled. And they will wonder why nobody fucking likes them except their own kind. And they won't care if we like them or not. All they will care about is whether or not we will continue to line their pockets. And they will still try to line their pockets with our money just because they think they're entitled to it. Because they think, oh, this is something I'm supposed to have because I have earned it. It's like the divine right of kings, except it's the divine right of billionaires. That's what it feels. That's what it is, okay? God, oh my god, fucking billionaires. And they're so stupid! Oh my god! And they're so out of touch! Not me cussing out billionaires so bad that it makes OBS glitch. I mean, it's not the only thing that's made OBS glitch. I once said that Marluxia was hot and nearly crashed the stream. No, I did nearly crash the stream, actually, because it glitched out. There's a reason why it's in one of the segments of my Wi-Fi sucks. It's a very prime thing. Oh my god, I'm so glad that that doesn't happen anymore, knock on wood. Oh, did I miss Lifeboat? Shit, dude, I missed Lifeboat. Fuck. Okay, this is somewhat off filter, but actually it is something that is... I forgot, there's content labels. Interesting. So there's content labels on Twitch. One of them is for politics and sensitive social issues. Interesting, yes. It's discussions or debates about politics or sensitive social issues such as elections, civic integrity, military conflict, and civil rights in a polarizing manner. One of these days, I'm gonna have to check that box. I don't think I've gotten to the level of significant profanity or vulgarity. I don't think. Yeah, I think those are the two that I will have to figure out whether or not my stream, whether or not I do that enough to warrant smacking that content label on there. It's mainly just so that I don't get in trouble with Twitch for mislabeling shit, that's all. The reason why I'm thinking of that is I'm also thinking, yeah, I should probably talk to more streamers about these things and be like, hey, what's your opinion on this? I think I don't think it's like I don't think I curse as free, like it doesn't reach the excess point, I don't think. But then of course, well, to be fair, I think the excess point is like, okay, maybe it's like Has Been Hotel where it feels like they're saying a word, saying a curse every other freaking word or something like that. Maybe that's where it hits the excessive point. Maybe that's the parameter. Anyway, we hit like 5,000 XP. Hell yeah, let's go. We are killing it tonight. I love it. I don't know how much we got, but I'm really glad that I've made some progress. And regardless of my own EP time needs, I managed to get that second win just as I predicted. Aided by half a peanut butter sandwich. I'm not joking. I had the end piece from a loaf that I bought a little bit ago, like barely a couple weeks ago, because the bread actually lasted long. Thank God. It just peanut buttered that shit, and bada bing bada boom, I have enough fuel to keep myself going through the day. I really do need to just regularly eat a peanut butter sandwich like every other day, just so I can function. It sounds so stupid, but it seems to work, and I noticed there was a correlation between the drop-off of my energetic reserves and the frequency that I eat peanut butter. It's so stupid, but I'm pretty sure the reason why my picky-ass diet was the way that it was is because that was what fueled me. And then once I started to expand my diet, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm eating a more balanced diet, but now I'm also off-kilter with other things. So, in short, guess who's reintroducing peanut butter to her diet? It's me. I'm reintroducing it. Thank God I'm not allergic. I would cry if I got allergic to peanut butter. I'm pretty sure I would actually have a freaking meltdown if that was the case, and I would be like, somebody please out there cure the peanut allergy because I am desperate for peanut butter again. I think I just like it in sandwiches and that's it, and it has to be by itself. It can't be with jelly because jelly kind of ruins it for me. And that's just me not liking any sort of squishy element of fruit. If the fruit is squishy, I do not like it. There's like a certain sweetness in the jam that I don't like. I wish I did. Sometimes I wish that I had the like level of like openness and preferences that other people have, but then other times I'm like, you know what, it's fine that I don't have this. I just got to Meant to Be Yours on the Heather soundtrack, and I just realized, I keep thinking about this. I'm like, okay, the recording is a little bit different from the actual performance, because in the performance, he does say all is forgiven, you're my date to the pep rally tonight, or something about come on out, and then he says you should see what they really got the petition signed, you should see what they really signed, and then he goes into the song. It's a lot more ominous and sinister. Okay, maybe he's just as scary as movie JD. I want to watch an analysis video on that now. But I also need to get my own freaking videos done. Holy shit. I was gonna do more editing last night, but I started to get the tireds, and let me tell you, you can do the tireds when you're writing in a Word document, but if you get the tireds when you're editing a video, then you cut out clips, and then maybe you want that other clip previously, and you're just like, well, shit, now that's gone. So, some mistakes are kind of irreversible or a pain in the ass to correct, so... Late night editing for videos does not work. There we go. We're on a good roll today. You know, I'm actually kind of curious, while I take some damage, I want to see how much XP I was at the beginning of the stream now. Oh, so I was like at like 21,146 or something like that. Hang on. Yeah, so 21,146 was the beginning, because... Nope, that's not the beginning. How far back is this? Okay, so it's like 21,200 and something? Okay, so 21,218, so that was 16 plus 18. 16 plus 18 is 34. So 2,234 is where we last left off. 2,000? Hello? No, not 2,000. If it was 2,000, we would have been done with this. What was it? Let's get the handy dandy calculator. Calc. I just need to remember the last three numbers. That's all I need to remember. 21,234. There we go. There you go. There's your calculator. Boom. Hang on. Let me leave that on a little longer. There you go. There's the calculator for where we were at the beginning of the stream, okay? And then this is where we're at now. There you go. There's your indicator for that. I'm gonna turn that off so that I can concentrate on whooping butt. God, that looks so glitchy from the OBS side. But I think it's just pixels and compression. Those are 4s, dear. I do not care if they are 4s. I am still getting what I want. Okay, come here. Get over here. I just wanted to deal with that one. I was done. I'm like, you know what? Nah, we're swinging. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da, hey, you Westerbird. Remember that sound? Here comes Westerbird. I'm gonna put you in the ground. Go, go, Westerbird. With a big yell. Westerbird will knock you out and send you straight to hell. Like I said before, I'm a sucker for musicals and songs that tell stories, because the songs that tell stories are very easy inspiration for more storytelling. I love that stuff. I kind of want to stop by the craft store and make a little hairpin out of a fake red flower or something like that. Maybe I should make 2 of them. It'd be fun. Basically, I'm taking my mom to see Hadestown, so I don't know. It's fun to dress up for movies, because when my mom and we went to see Barbie a while back when it was first coming out. And we both dressed really cute and pink and stuff like that. I didn't have anything cutesy, I just had a pink button-down shirt and that worked for me. That worked for me. And it was a lot of fun, and people were saying like, "Hi Barbie" at each other. It was really cute. To be honest, with the button-down shirt, I felt more like an Alan. Which is fine, but I just thought it was really funny to me. I think my hair was also black still at the time. I hadn't bleached the shit out of my hair at that time. God, my first bleach job was so fucking atrocious too. Because it was so patchy and uneven, and I didn't use color oops like I should have, you know, like you're supposed to with black box dye. You can point an arrow to me and label dumbass when it comes to hair stuff, but you know what? It's fine. In fairness, I probably asked the wrong person about advice about what to do to get rid of black hair dye color, and I think she misheard the fact that I did not have natural black hair. My hair is naturally blonde. Well, actually, it's not quite blonde anymore. I think it's crossed the threshold into dark brown now. Some folks might say it's blonde still. It's one of those things where I'm just like, I look at it and I'm like, what the frig is this? It's the same thing that happens to me when there's discussions of whether specific years are Gen Z or millennials. I'm in that weird position of just like, what am I? Who am I? Because in some aspects I relate to Gen Z, and in other aspects I relate to millennials. So I'm just like, where am I? What am I? I'm in between fence lines. I cannot quite fit the labels. I am in hell with labels. So, yeah, I try. Okay, here's the thing though. And I think this is actually some good advice. It's not originally from me. I will not take credit from it. I don't remember who it was that said this first. But labels are terms that are supposed to help you understand yourself better, not boxes to put yourself into. I think that's the best way to put it. They're not boxes to put yourself into, they are just labels to help you, they are just words to help you understand yourself. I think my hair is in the threshold of light brown. I cannot tell though. But it still does the I like to brighten up in the sun thing, so it's really hard to say. I just thought of the dumbest idea. I should find the appropriate subreddit, take a picture of just my hair, and be like, okay gang, what color is this? Is it brown or is it blonde? I want to see it, and I want to see the chaos going on. I want to see hairdressers arguing with other people. I want to see the chaos that comes from just the simple act of, hey, what color is my hair? Of course, this does have to ignore a huge chunk section of my hair because there's some segments of my hair that still have some green tinge from the last time I dyed my hair green, and there's also some pink still remaining from when I dyed my hair pink for a couple of times. I think if I do dye my hair green again, once I run out, the next color I choose is gonna be orange. I actually am not that bad as well, actually, I don't look bad in orange, surprisingly. The only color I actually look really bad with is like a bright yellow. Like if it's kind of in the more mustardy zone, it's fine. Like this kind of lemony yellow, I would not look good in. Me and yellow do not quite get along. Honestly, me and pastels don't get along. I've learned recently. I finally figured it out. I was like, wait a second. I finally figured out, oh, I'm actually warm toned. Because I was like, for the longest time, it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, I can't figure out if I'm warm toned or cool toned or neutral. No, I'm warm toned. It took somebody else mentioning like the sort of yellowish hues in my skin to finally get it through my head and be like, oh, that's what it is. It's one of those things where you have to have an outside perspective to understand what the flip is going on. What the flip? Hello? No. What? What? Since when I haven't said what the flip since I was like deep going to church all the time. Holy shit. That's freaking crazy. Okay. I have a balance, okay? Sometimes I curse a lot, and sometimes I use the replacements because the replacements just feel like they flow better. There's a time and a place for the favorite sentence enhancers, and apparently this was just not one of them. I'm on a good run, okay? When in doubt, take advantage of the fact that you're functional whenever you can. Obviously, don't overexert yourself. Those with chronic illness know exactly what the hell I'm talking about, because there are some days where you're feeling absolutely great and you're like, I've got to get everything done as soon as possible, and then the next day you're just wiped out and you're just like, oh, why did I do that to myself? But at the same time, you're like, I don't regret this and I'm probably gonna do it again. Sometimes you wanna go ham, and that's just what it is. Ow! Don't be freaking rude. Sometimes you wanna cash a check that your body can't pay, unfortunately, and sometimes it goes. And then the next day another bill hits and you're overdrawn, figuratively speaking. And you're just like, no! No, why did I do that? It's gonna take forever to pay that back. Oh well. Since I'm already at it, I might as well get like 6,000-ish XP, because I'm already well on my way. I only have to get like, okay, so 50, 34, I have to get like 26 XP more or something like that, maybe? Oh, no, we're at 630. Why do I always add or subtract 10 every time? This happens to me every stinking time. I'm like, ah yes, subtract 10 or add 10. Every damn time. Either way, we've hit 6,024 XP. That's good. That's good. I could get it close. You know what? Maybe. Okay, hear me out, chat. Hear me out. This is funny because it's probably going to be mostly VOD watchers. Okay, hear me out, VOD watchers. What if I get myself really close to 15,000 XP? Because if I get myself really close to 15,000 XP, that means that I'm gonna have an easier time doing some mental math. it's only going to take me 3 or 4 turns depending on how much of these I take 4s on. If I focus, I can probably get that in 4 turns? Yeah, 4 turns, because it would have to be... No, it's 3 turns, you dum-dum. I'm not a dum-dum. That was a little harsh on myself. I'm trying to be nicer to myself. It's getting better. I'm getting a lot better, actually, about being nice to myself. But I can also be comfortable with making fun of myself when I make silly mistakes. Which is good. You know what's funny is I'm probably gonna switch the... currently the little command deck here right now is in just KH1 mode because I like the little bouncing keyblade as opposed to whatever the hell is going on for the KH2 one. Because it looks boring. Because I like the little floaty thing. I like it. It's animated. It's adorable. Like, look at that! And potions. Oh, it's a 4. I'm really not helping myself with trying to get close to 1500. 1500? Girl, no, we'd be here all night. Literally. Because it takes me about 2-ish hours to get through about 5000 XP now. Yeah, that'd be like, okay, 5000, okay, we're about almost 1500, that would be 15,000, 15,000, girl, please, I'm begging, please, for the love of God, try to function. Okay, this one I can afford to be a little bit reckless on, just as long as I get what I want at the end. Where was I going with this? I was going somewhere and then my brain just was like, hey, would you like to go somewhere on an adventure? Point is, it would take me probably about 6 to 8 hours to get through the last 15,000. And, yeah. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. Yeah. It'd take me about 6 hours, which I don't think I have the insanity to do that. I have the insanity to do this in the first place. I don't think I have the drop insanity to go that far. Okay, this should be fine. Fuck it, we're going below 15,000. Let's go. I just gotta get 40 XP out of these 3. Which means I need to take some damage, so I am not letting myself touch the controller until then. Of course, because I took all that HP on, now it's taking forever. Every little bit makes me get closer and closer to the next level. It cracks me up that as I've gone on, the further along I get, the more like I'm trying to push the limits. Although, to be fair, I've said this before, my endurance for time has gotten a lot better, because it used to be whereas like 13 minutes ago or so, I would have been like, okay, I have to like call it at like 2 hours-ish flat. And now we're at 14,998. There we go. That's a perfect place to end off. If I don't stop myself, I will actually be here all night. This is a very relaxing activity for me, and I'm not kidding. And since we're also here, let's turn on that handy dandy calculator and run into some walls, and then let me do a little lookaroo. First I need to deactivate that. That's pissing me off. Alright, so minus, what is it, 14,998? Let's do a quick double check for that. Yep, 14,998. Boom! 6,236. Isn't that grand, chat? That's a good place to end on. Jeez Louise. Alrighty, well, you know what that means. That is going to do it for the stream tonight. I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to continue following this journey, I have the follow button on Twitch or the subscribe button on YouTube, and you got to hit the bell for the notifications. That is a way to get notifications for when I go live. God, I am losing my brain. I have the socials of Twitter, Tumblr, Blue Sky, all at yellowfang42. I post about when I go live and some other stuff. Good God. The sleepies have definitely got to me. Alright. Thank you so much for watching the stream, whether you are past, present, or future. I hope you have a good rest of the morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Here's your end stream screen card. Here's your good one. Dear God. Okay, good night. Bye.